"He is too fat, Madre. I will not wed with an overdressed pig," Francesca Pietro d'Angelo said irritably to her anxious mother. "He is an Orsini," her mother exclaimed. "They are one of the richest and most distinguished families in Rome. They descend from emperors." "He is still too porcine, and if he were emperor, I still would not have him," Francesca declared. "Besides, he is from a lesser branch of his family. I doubt there is any money there. He has come to Florence to obtain a rich wife and restore his fortunes." Lorenzo de' Medici, who had been listening to this exchange between mother and daughter, chuckled. "She is absolutely correct, Signora," he said, and he turned to Francesca. "You would be wasted on such a buffone." "Do not encourage her, Signore, I beg of you," Oriana Pietro d'Angelo pleaded. "Have you any idea how many fine young men she has turned away? I thought when she returned home from my father's house in Venice, so properly contrite over her bad behavior, I might add, that she might prove reasonable. But no. There has been something wrong with every young man who has sought her hand. One walks like a duck, another has the face of one of the apes your daughters keep, or legs like a stork, or breath like the banks of the river Arno at low tide, or looks like a gaping fish just caught. She asked Paolo Torelli where he hid his tail, because she declared he resembled a rat." Lorenzo de' Medici restrained the great guffaw that bubbled up in his throat. The truth was, young Torelli did look a bit like a rodent, even as his father did. Gaining a mastery of himself, he said, "I asked you to my reception tonight, Signora, with a specific purpose in mind. I have already spoken with your good husband about it. I see how the local gentlemen avoid your company. Francesca's shrewish reputation is beginning to spread, and we cannot have the loveliest maiden in Florence since the fair Bianca scorned. Her behavior could indeed reflect on your two younger daughters." Oriana Pietro d'Angelo grew pale. Her eldest daughter was no longer spoken of in their house, for her audacity in running off with an Ottoman prince. Lorenzo de' Medici saw her distress and immediately apologized for his thoughtlessness. Then he said, "Go home, Signora, and see if my solution to your problem suits you. Your husband was quite pleased by it." "Thank you, Signore," Oriana said, curtsying to him. "We are grateful for your concern." Then she turned away and moved off in the direction of where her husband stood waiting for her and for Francesca. Francesca did not immediately follow. Raising her beautiful green eyes to Lorenzo de' Medici, she smiled at him flirtatiously. "What have you done, Signore? Would you send me to some convent away from Florence?" She put a hand on his silk sleeve. He chuckled. "Do not attempt to wield your wiles on me, Francesca," he told her. "If you weren't a virgin, I would have probably made you my mistress by now. But like your parents, I want you happy, and you must marry if you are to be content. Now, go and join your madre, innamorata." Francesca pouted prettily, but then, seeing he couldn't be moved, left him. Crossing the crowded reception chamber, she rejoined her parents. Together the trio departed the Medici palazzo in the family litter to return home. While they travelled through the busy late-afternoon streets, Francesca asked her parents, "What is it that Signore de' Medici would have me do?" "We will speak on it when we get home," Giovanni Pietro d'Angelo told his daughter firmly, "and not before." "It is my life you are deciding," Francesca replied sharply. "Am I to have no say in it at all?" "Madre de Dio!" Oriana exclaimed. "Be quiet. Your father has said it will be discussed when we reach home and not before. Just once, you impossible child, do as you are